I'm speaking about the case of Anita Among, the former Speaker of Parliament of Uganda. We had there's a video that was trending from Honorable Nsereko, and he says that she is quite ill and has a blood clot. She may not come out of it. She's really doing poorly health-wise. And then there's a comment from Museveni, and Nsereko says that it would be good to get her to treatment, get her out or whatever. Museveni says, why get her out of Uganda? And yet there are hospitals in Uganda. You know, there's a mix of joy and sadness. I will speak about the sadness first. We are human beings. I'm a human being. At the end of it all, we get hurt. We feel pain for others. We are empathetic. You know, it's normal. But also, in the amidst of that, there's a saying that goes that people will always remember how you made them feel. You can give somebody whatever you think is worth whatever you might think, but how you treat that person is the longest lasting reaction that is memorable to them. Atika wachi, dano wigi bipo, gina pira tek ma dano wigi po, ena ye kit ma ngatu moni ni uteri kere. Loyo gimo ke ken ma bi mino ki ngati mo. Ineno. Tie dano mo ke keti, dano mo ma tie ke keti ka chel, chalo daw ki la cho, nyo ikarma no la cho tika loki daw meneno nino. Meneno ka girom ber ka chel ki ngongo gini. Gina dano wigi po loyo ena ye kit mai maro, kit mai it mean treatment mai mean gi. Kit mai gwago ki kere, kit mai paro pi gi kwere. Loyo gi mo ke ken ma ini bi mino ki ngati mo ke ken. Kila mono ki wachi, we will always remember how we felt. Not what you gave us. Not what anybody said you did. But how we personally felt. I say this amidst Anita Among's conundrum, what she's going through. Okay? Anita Among, besides doing what she did personally, Anita Among missed all the signs of her possibly ending up this way. She knew it, she saw it, because none of her predecessors made it out okay. Okay? After Kadaga, for example, being used to pass bills, to do all these things from Museveni's government as speaker, Kadaga eventually tested positive for poisoning. Kadaga, right after leaving speakership, she lost a lot of weight, she lost her weight, she lost her body, she lost a lot of, you know, the quality of life that Kadaga had as a speaker. Next, after Kadaga, was Jacob Olanya, who I know personally, okay? I have his medical records from Seattle, Washington, in the hospital. Now, he went through the same. Ended up, unfortunately, passing away. Alluding to what caused his death, his father says he told him that he was poisoned. Kadaga has mentioned that she was poisoned, okay? Now, that it begs for us to really think that either Anita Among didn't care that this would happen to her, or she thought she was too large for this to happen to her, despite the fact that everybody before her experienced this. Now, let's set that aside. Atika wachi, Kadag gena Anita Among genma enteka wariye komberi chawani. In peramu wachu ni kaneni peramu wachu ni Anita Among pongeyo. Kit makwo ramo bedu kwede ki position ma NTE any. Bien Kadaga mo kwa bedu speaker ma pia Anita Among bedu speaker. Kadaga te a ki bedu speaker. Inge doya di kom Kadaga tum chalo chabon. Kadaga waju ki dogeni en ki mine ya en jo ma eni ti pegi ma tera de dani gumine yat. Kadaga doya dera der cher wago kanano ni remune ki lago remune ki timla ki remani kenyo. Kadaga leaves the country every 3 months to get treatment, to feel better, to get the poison out of the body, here and there. That's why she's perking up. Inge Kadaga Obedo, the late Honorable Jacob Olanya. One wow now can get no te me come. Wako berichawani, ana chiki karataj ma eno beru kere audia. I wako kan, ilo ma wako pian kan, iramo penyo record. Kimini, ma pat ki record, ma Museveni gi, shero chichono ne kita yigi mero ne. Naki wachi, ngaroma no ta, kita yigo mero, wachi ne kere, nyo tieto ne kere. Eni gin choya ta, ana chiki record ma original. Magi gam ki audia kan. Neno. Kadaga peki romu, Anita Among peramu wachni, pongeyo. Ngo mano bo piano mo bo poricome. Piano ngeyo o neno o terweli el pajomo kane. Kadaga waruma come pe ma Anita Among o neno ki wine. Ngo ma wera Anita Among umete ki beru. Any position enini. Anywhere diri maja gimoti mo boss the boss. Down weng dong o lo wai jone. Wunu ngeyo kama bucheri e ki gineni. Pingo umete ki kwa iwachi wuno ki pae wiki ko yat. Next in line is Oboth. I don't believe that is going to have a different story. You know, it then begs the question that why should we be as concerned when these people truly do not care, let alone what they know ahead of them, the behavior of these people when they get to certain positions. Okay? Despite the fact of what happened to them, to the predecessors and all of them. So many things make people today celebrate Anita's condition. Why? Because of the way she made them feel. While she was Speaker of Parliament, a member of Parliament, Honorable Segirinya, Muhammad Segirinya, was in prison and ended up dying in prison without Anita Among raising a single comment in Parliament and demanding for his release. That is just one of the worst cases right beneath her nose that you cannot begin to imagine or feel sadness for Anita Among. Many people are rightfully going to celebrate Anita Among's demise or condition because while she had the power, she made sure, Anita Among made sure that her husband, Magogo, has no opponent. Her husband, who has no business going to Parliament, no business. First of all, he's leader, he's one of the executives of FIFA and all those, whatever, the football team of Uganda. You know, they have all kinds of money. Somebody else can hold that position and serve the country rightfully and serve people. But no, it all has to be in her family. Anita Among made sure that nobody opposes her. Nobody. The lady who attempted to was abducted, mistreated, told to act a certain way. She ended up not even agreeing to run anymore because Anita Among is too large to exist or coexist with opposition. Anita Among is caught saying things like, don't let the Baganda, don't give the Baganda numbers, something like that. I mean, who are you? Who are you? While Anita is in tenure, okay, while she was Speaker, for many, many years, she made sure to stifle the opposition. Joel Senyon has been a great, Honorable Joel Senyon has been a great, I think he is one person who has stood up to Anita Among several times on the floor of Parliament. But everybody else, shut up. You can't say this. Retract what you said, and all this and that and the other. You know, it is hard. Anita became, she thought she was one of them. But let me tell you what NRM is. All these NRM people parading in Uganda, they're either for NRM or in NRM. And we're seeing the difference now with Anita Among because we now know, or she now has woken up to the fact that she's only for NRM. Because if she was in NRM, we would only get updates that Anita Among has healed, that she was abroad, that she's, you know, her condition, so on, so on, so forth. But because Anita Among, like many Ugandans working for NRM, you are just for NRM. You're outside the circle. When the time comes, you will be gone. And I wish, like many of you who might have the opportunity to think twice, to try to clean your path, to try to make other people feel better, like they can live in their own country as well, with you included, that you can give people, you know, the peace that they need to exist and coexist with you, because you are really not in NRM. You are just for NRM. All of you Ugandans who are parading as NRM this, NRM that, you are only for NRM. You are not in NRM. Because today Museveni is joking and saying, why is Anita Among trying to go to abroad for treatment? Okay? Why not? The Sam Kutesas go out for treatment, and all we hear are updates when they get there and come back. They never learn. I see somebody saying, Sylvia, yes, they never learn, and I hope that somebody else is going to pick a green leaf from this, because even people who speak up like Honorable Nsereko, you just never know who he's offending and how he's going to end up. Achika wachi, wunjo mauti NRM, miro guape, bien petie jo matamani gen ti NRM makubedi chawan jo anywali ma Uganda, mautamani wunu ti NRM, wunu pay NRM, wunu tie around, wutie jo pa NRM ento po tie I NRM kikome. Bien jo pa NRM, eno beri wunigi maki or wukati mutija tata, uberi wai gogi. You know, they're like dogs. You NRM people, all you do is being sent to do this and do that and do the other, because you are not an insider. Ki ori ichitem gena kuman, ichitem gena wun kene keken chawa weng no wuna yelu wun dano ineno. Wuna yeki oru katimutim madan. Kaki bi kwala ngam ki bi oru katimu loka ko ngam. Ngam ka underground kacha wuna choli ma aki Uganda. Wuna yotika larne ba. Wuna yebela kotika pokone ikinbu. Wuna yotika kwanyu ngame eno ni memeno ki salim sale. Wun joto duongi mauti NRM. Ineno. Wuna ye dire maja ka lok peki mia tokati. Guess what? Wuna ye kibi diwu chala Anita Among enini. Enini ka wun po fonye ni beri NRM pat kiberu jo pa NRM. Chiobi wenyu ki komu. Pien dongwa olo ki koko dano. Ikoko man ki keru ngatu kene ki timu bene kumenu ki keru ngatu kene ki timu kumenu. Ngat mange chipera mo nenu ni ujone. Jo mo chera nyimchani pegi dugudo. Pingo. Wun kong po penyu wiu. Ento pingo timu dano dong marach. Ma wera wakok wuda teke. Pingo. Pingo timu dano kumenu. Man pepere chiwiwa ipange yungo matime yanyim. Kadaga ukoko ni kimino yat. Jacob Olanya wana wa kimino yat. And Anita Among en kimino yat. Anita Among's condition, a blood clot. Let me speak about that. Okay? A blood clot. I am not a doctor. Okay? But I work in the medical field very often. Extremely often. I know about blood clots. Today, I saw a picture where Anita is plugged. She has an oxygen concentrator and maybe some IV medicine and this, that, and the other. When somebody has a blood clot, that leg that Anita Among has is not a sign of a blood clot. A blood clot is also treatable. When somebody has a blood clot, there is something, a medication that can be injected into the bloodstream, and it will go to the blood clot and squash it and just make it disappear so that blood becomes liquid and continues to move about like it's supposed to be. If it is stuck in a place where it will need a surgical procedure to get it pushed through or picked up and taken out, it is possible. So this, it begs then the question that, is Anita truly with a blood clot, or is it something else? Now, a few weeks ago, I brought a security alert. Before the parliamentary election, the speakership elections, I told you in a video that Anita Among was poisoned. And she knew that she was poisoned. And she knew that she could not, because of the sanctions, she could not go abroad to certain countries. And so what she did was to call some doctors from Germany and North Korea, because those were the two countries they recommended that she gets treatment for the poison. She did call them and invite them to come into Uganda. Now, obviously, so many other things going on. Museveni not wanting her to recover, because that's the purpose of giving her poison, because Anita Among had done everything that Museveni wanted, and it is time to discard her now. Anita Among did not proceed with a lot of the treatment because she focused mostly on becoming the Speaker of Parliament again. All the times there were butting heads with Honorable Mao, she had already felt it. She knew she had it. And so the Musevenis timed it just when it was right, that she needed to concentrate on getting very sick. They did start this corruption scandal to make sure they will keep her bogged down in Uganda, somewhere where she'll have no passport, will not be able to leave the country, and will have no way to get help. Therefore, Anita must, under Museveni's eyes, just vanish. So Museveni would like he did to the rest of the other people before. Anita Among, he doesn't want to say anything to anyone. Therefore, right in Uganda, right under his nose, under protection, Anita Among may never rise again. Anita Among will not go abroad unless she's on hospice, like they did Honorable Jacob Olanya. He was kept in Uganda with his passport taken away, with Honorable Gashumba, with Mr. Gashumba visiting every day to update Museveni about how much he's deteriorating, so that at the nick of time that he doesn't die right there, they would send him out on a very expensive flight on hospice. When he arrived here, he was literally going to die. The doctor said, you know what? There's not much we can do. Why don't you send him back to Uganda? Museveni said, no. Do not bring him back here alive. And that was the fate of Honorable Jacob Olanya. I see a very similar tendency with Honorable Anita Among, because that is how Museveni works. Atika wachi, lok pa Anita Among loketot. Ikarmo ana biana tete woni Anita Among down tika wachi, jo en jo pa Museveni gini. Now lok mana no ni ana no ki ye kuno. Gien no ti wakani Anita Among dong, uchamo yatoko, dog uchamo do romo komeko. Mano ma foot piano election me speaker ni ukati. Teak mono gene, teak enye yuli pap uchako winyu komele kermani kenyu. O ero yenyu yo mengo me chero wago me neno ni no yat. Ento kit ma endong lo ma wago mo keno kwere ko ni. O tamo ni kita ki wajge ni yat ma ini mar ni miere chet Korea onyo Germany gena e ngeyo ticha yat enu ni. And Anita wachi kita en pero mo word wago ni e luong daktari ubien ki gena Korea ki Germany. But ento e kare en ni bene en roraga no. Anita Among pe miero weko lok me beru speaker ni. Ononi en miere geni mao kong wang ma gini ni utum. Ka weri ichet dong odyat unyo nen loka tuone la chen. Ene kare ma jame enu geni mao ge kwa ngo temeni. Yat kare tika mori komanita. And Anita dong kare ma Museveni gidong noni dong yaro romo kome ma be. Ene dong kikelu lok mengo me corruption enini. Mutaka ne moni donyu kono kitime kere nining. Ki mago ki kwanyu ki yaro ate kwa ngongo. Ene kare ni enu ni e don ki di Anita ping lip pop. Dong Anita passport bene pe. Anita dong pero mti mugimo ki ken. Oryad ma do dong ire. Oryad ma kany. Anita dong legu waka chinen president ba. President kay gon yang no ki go chim direct ba Anita ba. Eni dong pero mo gon chim bod Museveni no. En dong Anita dong no. Serekola wo maja dong kati wachi ujone. Anita to butawa ba. Anita chimarach. En kid yo majo mukene uchero kwede enu. The late Honorable Jacob Olanya ma rekode anatie kede kanyi. The late Obero gang ma tuo ma teadeda. Dano ma kilwoni Gashumba. Ena ye tiru limu the late gang. Tiru riku nu. Kara ena ye kelu report. Wachi. Oh. Tinte kuman. O wa stage mo madong. Wanu tini dong pero mo chero wako. Passport e kono ke kwanyo ko. Pero mo nong flight ma cher wako. beno do ng'eyo ni kimino yatoko tiche beno pero mutiji mabe inge dwe adi ma wono ma Jacob Lanya bed kede speaker dwe ariyo tuo tukimako neko pedo mediki ene yonge kenyu dong ene dong kikelo wako en dong kikelo ni no dong kimi report ko kwa yat do romo kome mabe ma dong popi duga ni ene dong Museveni do bu yeni wek dong wate ka moni wako ka kenyu pa Anita Among pian paramo bini America pegi bikelo tungkany gwokite Kenya ento mandong kiteri ni no iti hospice beru condition mano down ngarmoni ti ye mano no kineno ni podo buri kan kiloni hospice dong mer dong ki gwa kere gwa down kere gangi no dong ngeni yat dong po bi konyo nyo gi mo po bi konyo en dong ki go ki kelu gwa kan I kar ma ki kelu gwa kan daktari dong wacho jane tuoni dong rado do karo ko kama dong rom temi ye gi mo en dong won lutini dong daktari wacho ni pingo pe dong ki dwak Uganda Museveni wachi poduki Uganda makwo en wanga dong won gene honorable to Jacob Lanya to kakitero gang ineno mena ye kwopa Museveni Aronda Nyakairima was a pure Ugandan. You people remember how Aronda Nyakairima fought for the immigration department in Uganda. Aronda Museveni made sure he never returned after a flight where they planned to poison him in Dubai. Aronda never returned to Uganda. Noble Mayombo, when Museveni thought he had done his part and it was time for him to go, same situation. He got very sick after being poisoned. He could not survive. He continued to deteriorate. They took Noble Mayombo on the way to Kenya. That's when he passed away. They actually literally disconnected his oxygen from his oxygen cannula from the concentrator or the machine. And so by the time he got to the hospital, he was gone. That is how Museveni operates. I feel sorry for people who still think they're special. They are both of us. I saw him taking Anita Among to the hospital. It is sad because that is truly likely his future. But he won't see it right now. He thinks he's in things. He thinks he's an NRM. Why don't you wonder why there is not a Munyarwanda in that seat and making all these illegal laws, passing all these illegal laws in Uganda? Why is it a Ugandan in that position? And why must they go that way? How many have gone? How many? There's now a big ploy about Honorable Joel Senyonyi. Apparently Muhoozi wants to make sure that Honorable Joel Senyonyi is not the leader of opposition in parliament. I don't know why he thinks he has the powers to discontinue or choose or pick somebody, because his party is illegal in Uganda. PLU is not registered. It's not an opposition. It's not part of NRM. It's not registered. It's not even an LLC. The name came up and it spread like fire. So anyway, this thing with Joel Senyonyi, Muhoozi wants desperately to put or replace him with Mpuga again. Mpuga is behind the ploy, behind arresting Honorable Joel Senyonyi and putting him away in the cells, in jail, for the longest period possible. Here's how they want to do it. Remember when they said that they've given Kavanda the legalities to read into about how they can get a different leader of opposition? The reason behind that is that Chiriowa Chiwanuka and Karujire have already come up with a ploy of how they're going to operate to be sure to get Joel Senyonyi away from the leader of opposition position. That is the big idea. Lok me mako Joel Senyonyi ni, uberu lok maaki directed bodla dit PLU. PLU wunwi uponi poberu party, poberu NRM, poberu opposition, peti gimoge gani Uganda. Ento red PLU very well bibi. Neno. Jalle enoni mero kwanyu ngat makelwoni Joel Senyonyi rogo ki beri position pa leader of opposition. Eno we enen jomo kenon tika katiwe pingo leader of opposition no lwak chene pingo leader of opposition yang jomo beri leader of opposition anga mo penyuel chene gi. In fact, mpuga kwalu ali million mia beach maki mino ni handshake. Nga ma penyu ko chene enoni. Pingo meka Joel Senyonyi meka majuini ayedo dog question. So, gien mamu hozi tika miertimune ena ye chirio wachiwanuka gieni karujire unu pinge ni uberu la chwanya anyera nyaka Museveni money we ape poma be karujire gieni chirio wachiwanuka gien tie ki gieni office ya chel giti ki company ya chel ka chel giena ye uber mastermind in lock me chono me yenyu yo me gwetu kere honorable Joel Senyonyi gimere ge kwan Joel Senyonyi go kitweo en we dano wen tiga beti jome NRM mugumo ragarani tiga beti kor mako Joel kono abi mako Joel kono ngo gimete gi mak Joel Senyonyi go we muhozi utweo go mabuji we dong jalmoni matie position inyendo mukungwe tila cho mani kenyu nyegene Javira ena ye oberu MP maule ko mpuga pian mpuga pokar kui kar ene kui mukar enini kimeti ki jale eno ni kibikwani kwone go ka kimako Joel Senyonyi ka endong pe by election boteme I area gini inyendo mukungwe chi mpuga mala kuo million mia pitch kuluni obidugu kaberu MP iyonge dong mpuga dong dogo leader of opposition ene gwane eno muhozi tiku beti ena ebi yero leader of opposition ploy ne kire eno. I'm saying that the ploy about trying to arrest Honorable Joel Senyonyi that they are all talking and speaking about very proudly, the PLU people and Muhozi. Muhozi says he's the one who's going to appoint a leader of opposition. Despite being nothing, he's only a CDF in the country. That's all. His party is not legal. His party does not stand any ground right there. Okay? But because of the powers given to him by his father, as always, he never earns anything on his own. He's given these positions on the dinner table and say, you take it and do this. He feels like he's all that, but he's not. So the ploy is that Chiriowa Chiwanuka and Karujire have already worked up a situation where they will, Joel Senyonyi will be arrested by Muhozi. In the meantime, they will figure out how to get rid of Javira, the MP of Nyendo Mukungwe, who succeeded the election against Mpuga in the last election. Once Javira is out of the picture, Mpuga, then, well, that area will have a by-election. Then Mpuga will become a member of parliament of Nyendo Mukungwe like he used to be until he lost it to the NUP, National Unity Platform member of parliament called Javira. Then at that point, Mpuga comes back as the leader of opposition in parliament. Now, you will all remember that when people like Nsereko come out and say, how come Joel Senyonyi is earning this much as a leader of opposition? It begs the question that different from who? Because when Mpuga was leader of opposition, he earned what Joel Senyonyi is earning now, and also stole 500 million or was bribed by 500 million from the office of the commissioner, obviously from the Museveni for doing his spying job at National Unity Platform. When I forget what her name is. The leader of opposition from Winnie Kiza, when she used to be the leader of opposition, she got the same pay. Nobody questioned it. When Betty Aol, Honorable Betty Aol, was leader of opposition, she got the same package for being a leader of opposition. When Ogenga Latigo, professor, was leader of opposition, he had the package of a leader of opposition like he should be. When Nandala Mafabi was the leader of opposition at the time, he got the same package that leaders of opposition should have. Why then and now are they questioning what Joel Senyonyi is getting as part of his job and his office? All of this is a ploy to try to get Joel Senyonyi out of the leader of opposition position. But if that does happen, everyone should get really, really riled up to make sure that you give these people a piece of their own cake, okay? As much as possible. Let's keep fighting, because in every effort they're trying to do, they want to take as many powers away from National Unity Platform and potentially shut the party altogether. Okay, so all of these avenues, as you know, there's the Lukwago thing they tried to work with, that didn't work. Besigye didn't work. Now they're trying to do this with pushing for the arrest of Joel Senyonyi. Honorable members of Parliament for National Unity Platform, if Joel Senyonyi is taken in, you make sure you don't show up and you're not participating as a member of Parliament. In solidarity, because these people have to be shown. Museveni got used to looking democratic by having all this positioned and designer opposition who are all working for him. All of a sudden, we have National Unity Platform, we have we have His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. All of a sudden, the opposition has become a threat to him because it's the true opposition. So I wanted to speak about those two items. Anita Among, I am, as a human being, I'm deeply sorry. You saw where this was going because your predecessors have both gone through it. You ignored all the signs. You took in and took out the people who really care for you. The Ugandans who right now would be thumping for you if something happened to you. All of them, you said the Baganda should not get numbers. You made sure you were unopposed. You made sure your husband is unopposed. You made sure Honorable Segirinya died in prison. All of these things, unfortunately, you make your bed and sometimes you lie in it. It is sad because you're a human being. And I forgive you as a person for my own good, but I can't control what happens to you. Somehow, especially the ones who are still out there and have not met these experiences, can you learn something? Learn that if you are not a Rwandese, you are not an NRM in favor. You are an outlier, and any time they will get rid of you. I know that some of us here are struggling to stay on the right side of history, to stay, doing the right thing, and I know it is difficult. But I can promise you that somehow, whatever you do, or whatever they're doing to Ugandans, they are getting tenfold of what they're doing to us. What they're facing is worse than what we are facing. Can you imagine how fearful the Museveni people are to even look outside or walk freely in this country called Uganda? Do you know how much they go through because of the atrocities they've committed, that they cannot enjoy food in their mouth? They cannot feel warm when they cover themselves. They cannot feel good when they dress. They cannot walk freely out there and do whatever they want. They can't just wake up and think about what to do and do it. We don't want that. But unfortunately, as the president, His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu said, he said, you will know and see them by what they do. Unfortunately, everyone remembers. Everybody remembers how you treated them. Down when we gipo. Kitma ini gimoke ken ma ini timu kidano. Unyo dano we gibipo. Kitma ini teru gikede. Loyo gimoke ken ma ini bimini gikwoni. Remember that. We will always remember how we are treated more than what you ever gave anyone. So you NRM people, tone down on the atrocities. Tone down on the inhumane treatments. Tone down on what you are doing to people. All of you are Choli leaders who are trying to take Kaunda ground on behalf of Salim Saleh and share it amongst yourselves. People like the Todwangs have 4 acres of a piece of land that is the only thing that is left in Gulu for the regular Acholi person, a neighborhood that we are all familiar with growing up. These NRM executives, the leaders, the Todwangs and all of those people have decided to take up this place called Kaunda ground, split it amongst themselves like pizza. Everybody take a piece. All because they feel like they're powerful today. I'm telling you, it is temporary. Your power is temporary. The people like Todwong, I pity you. You are not too far. You're not too far from when they attempt to do something. You're not far. You're very close. If they feel like you should go like Honorable, like Lokech, like Honorable Jacob Alanya, trust me, it doesn't take much. It does not take much. When you're drunk with power, for now, you can feel all of that. Enter what you need. One mouth may come down to Twale. One malu negadeda. One malu kwanyom kamino kijo ma akirwanda balalo. One malu kwal diyan padano. One ma po miete jo mo kano lok ten ngarimo lok. Un miero nene ukwanyu kwane okani. Kori one ne one malu dakwene. One be dakwene. Mangarimo mier potit wadani. Kanga timo lok da miero cherchi kwanyu kwane okani. Wona yelo pok ngam kia donyi. Honorable Mao kuberi chawani organization money Australia kacha ticket filing kartaj mener niki kero sanction bene kome. Wonjo mogo tiki lutino wuwako. Sanction kake kero pi jami wengba. Jami ni lonye ni wengma ti wako kitwe yoko. Lutini paramu wako. Jogangu mo ke ken paramu wako. Ineno. Jogangu paramu wako. I'm saying Honorable Mao is at the blink of getting sanctioned because an organization in Australia has filed an appeal because of the Atiak sugar factory land that was taken from the people without compensation. Do you see how they use Ugandans? They used Honorable Mao to steal this land from these people, leave them homeless, leave them hopeless, and now Mao is the one facing the chopping block. It is not the Salim Salehs who push you people. NRM, you are like dogs to these Rwandese people. They don't care for you. They don't love you. They don't want you. They don't want you. Unfortunately, what is that place called? Anita, where she comes from, is going to bury her. Unfortunately, your child, who you sent to represent you, Bukedia, you are going to bury your own. All because they grew too large for life. My brothers in the north, tone down. Let people be. Must you have 3,000 square miles? One person? Why? Why must you take it away from somebody who can barely have something else other than that piece of land? Ugwakeba. Wonjo mauti kwa nyungam underground ni. Wangai wuno ka weng directive aki bot Salim Saleh. Wangai wuno weng kachela chel. Ngom ka underground ka wuno kwanyu. Wubi po. Wubi ngeno ni wan wi wawbe po. Ekom wu, ekom lutino wu. Ekom wari wu. Kama wuno beri ye. Po bi beri modba. Now imagine Anita Among's children. She has two twin girls or twin boys. Twins. Babies. When she was doing what she was doing and saying Baganda should not get numbers, she did not think about these boys, these babies. You people must think that you have a future, that this is not it, that the office that you hold is not it. I've seen many members of parliament walk on foot after being members of parliament for a while. There's no continuance. That position and power is extremely temporary. Even worse, it is controlled by these people who set the timer. You're on a loaded bomb. When they feel like it should explode, they just detonate. The things that people go through. Yes, Navas. Honorable Segirinya went to the most atrocious experience in prison, poisoned, ill, lost everything. His pots burned, beaten, cut, all kinds of things. The man went from a human size to a minimum light small. All because Anita Among was too big to see Honorable Segirinya. For that, I don't blame anyone who will not forgive her. I don't blame anyone who thinks she made her bed and it's time for her to lay in it. I don't blame anyone. For your own sake, you choose where you want to be. But I hope this is a big indicator to those NRM people who are still bulldozing people, thinking that their life is made. You are either in NRM, meaning you are Mnyarwanda, or you are for NRM and you're an outsider. You can be ousted at any time. Don't be a dog, because that's who you are right now. Even if you work for them, you must not always perform the atrocities that they choose to do. It's logical. You policemen, you military, you NRM with power, you people coming to steal land in Acholi, everywhere you come to steal land. You people breaking people's homes in the slums and everywhere. You people saying Sijui wetlands, NEMA and all these things. Why must you do that? Must you participate? Don't you care about your children? It's about time. Anita Among is a real example. Real example. You either take it or you leave it. Believe me, you make your bed, you lie in it. Apples are not oranges. You will reap what you sow. His Excellency says that all the time. We will see them by their actions, and people will always remember how you made them feel. Whatever you do, we will not forget. Remember, you have children who still have to live amongst us. Kapo loro kirbu joma yang gitamani gende gwa deda kombedi giti kwane e go chimba lokeji nan kama tiye o podeki down di Kampala kacha opposition makonye pe ineno down ko kakare down benenyer down nyer kakare chido poro mwi dano kaki wachitim gimoni maraj in chwinyi pe in dana in pe rom loke pe rom kwer nego Wun jolu tela matia choli moti kwa lungam ka underground ni. Abi kele wo weng abi exposing mono ka enini. All the leaders of the NRM who are stealing ka underground land in Gulu, I have all the documents. I'm going to spread them on my page. It's about time you reap what you sow. Remember, people will always remember how you made them feel. Museveni now cannot declare that Janet is dead for fear of celebration. Nothing else. For fear that we will celebrate. We now celebrate their sorrows. Anytime, any chance we get, it's fun. That's where Uganda has arrived. Don't be one of them Ugandans. Po ye, timpa jone well bed guchet kere kunu kagen mero temne gene komge. Po ye pian lutien wutie. Generation man yim putie. Kuberichane kaki keru sanction kom mau. Lutien putie. Pegram wor odong. Koinen kong. Po ye. Remember, people will always remember how you made them feel. Thank you so much. It's getting dark right now. Take care. I love you. Bye.